It is only compatible with TZ Professional and TZ Coastal Monitoring and is not compatible with Navnet TZ T2 or Navnet TZ T3. To use fleet management via TZ Host, each vessel must use TZ Professional with the TZ Host output module. Operating Center requires the use of TZ Coastal Monitoring Remote and TZ Host. This solution allows users to send the following to TZ Coastal Monitoring Remote: vessel position including wind and depth, AIS, and ARPA targets, and radar echo and camera picture with remote control capabilities for radar and camera. Since the TimeZero v5 update, it is also possible to send text messages and user objects such as routes, marks, and areas. All information is sent to and retrieved from a central server, the TimeZero host. TimeZero host can be installed on any computer and runs parallel to TimeZero Coastal Monitoring. Data output from TZ Professional to TZ Host. To activate data transmission, click on the TimeZero options, then TZ Host. Enter your station ID and your boat name. Enter the TZ Host computer IP address and port number. Then, click on Connect. TimeZero will display the status of the connection. Once connected, select the data you would like to transmit. AIS data and ARPA data are selected by default. You can also select additional data. Additional options include the ability to send weather data, send radar data, or send camera data. You can adjust the settings to reduce the radar output bandwidth and can adjust the settings to reduce the output bandwidth of the camera. Repeat the operation for each TimeZero member of the fleet. Each one must have a unique ID. TimeZero Coastal Monitoring Remote Host Connection. To activate data reception from TZ Coastal Monitoring, click on the TimeZero Options menu, then select the TZ Host section. Enter the TZ Host computer IP address and port number, then click Connect. A table of your connected boats will then be displayed. This table will include the list of data transmitted for each one, its last transmission time, its latency, and its current status. TimeZero Coastal Monitoring Remote, Display and Control. To display all the vessels in the fleet, from the Targets menu on the ribbon, click on the Fleet Targets option. All the vessels will then be displayed in real time on the chart, as will the AIS and ARPA targets received by each one of them. Furuno Radar, Display and Control. You can overlay all vessel radar images. You can also select and control the radar for each vessel. Cameras, Display and Control. You can display and control the cameras of each vessel with the ability to move the vessel's camera or lock onto a specific target directly from the chart. Target Watch Alarm. You can activate a Target Watch Alarm on any vessel of the fleet. To do this, right-click on the vessel icon and select Target Watch Alarm. You can also adjust the Target Watch Alarm radius circle value. As soon as the vessel leaves the anchorage circle, an alarm will be triggered. You can also associate a specific rule, such as to display a message or send an SMS. Record and Replay Module. TimeZero automatically records the fleet's vessel history, as well as the history of all AIS and ARPA targets received. Thanks to the TZ Host and Record and Replay modules, you can also record radar and camera images remotely. Select them from the Record and Replay option. To save space, it is possible to decrease the recording frequency and the quality of the radar image and video. The time bar then lets you replay the data recorded for each boat. Send and receive user objects and text messages. With the TZ Host solution, user objects and messages can be sent directly from TZ Coastal Monitoring Remote to the vessels of the fleet. To send a user object, simply right-click on a user object and select Send to. Then, select the vessel you wish to send the object to. To send a message, click on the fleet target to which you would like to send it and select Send Text Message. A window will appear allowing you to type a text message. Note that you can set the message type to normal or important. When received, the recipient will also get a notification, which is yellow, or an alarm, which is red, with the message displayed in the status bar. All received messages can be read at any time from the fleet text list. Active Route Monitoring. When Allow Remote Control of Active Route is enabled on TZ Professional, the active route will be automatically sent and kept up to date on TZ Coastal Monitoring Remote. TZ Coastal Monitoring can remotely cancel the active route by right-clicking on the route. Zone Monitoring. Rules can be attached to boundary areas drawn on the chart to monitor a permanent fixed location, harbor, or prohibited/restricted area. This allows TZ Coastal Monitoring to alert you as soon as a boat from the fleet enters a zone, and, for example, to send a message to warn it. You can also set a guard zone on a fleet target to define rules relative to that vessel. Allows to trigger an alarm when another target, AIS or RPAY, approaches the target, or to automatically launch a rule defined for this guard zone. Fleet Tracking TZ Host, with TimeZero Professional and TimeZero Coastal Monitoring Remote, offers a complete onshore monitoring and control system. It is the ideal solution for customers wishing to monitor and control one or more vessels remotely.